Hey, what's up? So there's a fresh patch out for Football Manager version 26.2. First off, the headline that'll get people opening their saves is the database refresh. Sports Interactive pushed over 5 million database edits since launch, which means January transfers, bunches of player attribute tweaks, current and potential ability updates, and refreshed licensed headshots for a ton of players. This is the sort of background housekeeping that changes how your squad lists and opposition look, and it's the reason you'll see so many new faces and moved players when you load into an existing game. Mm, Beyond that massive data sweep, there's a real focus on smoothing out how the game feels in play, not just patching crashes, but refining the way you interact with the match and the club. One of the stickier technical problems has been addressed. The game should no longer soft lock when you try to progress into penalty shootouts in certain competitions, which has been a nightmare for people who've had saves freeze at the worst possible moment. They also improved UI responsiveness in online lobbies when lots of users are connected, so multiplayer sessions should behave a lot better and feel less laggy. Now for the stuff you'll actually notice on screen every time you go into a match day. The Fixtures and Results page has been redesigned to be full screen, and there's a new preference you can toggle, so those screens auto-show before and after matches in competitions you're involved in. That may sound small, but it changes the rhythm of matchday presentation. Everything feels more polished and deliberate. The Tactics suite got meaningful quality of life improvements too. You can now change player instructions and roles directly from the Tactics Visualiser, and you can view the visualizer from the Team Shape tab for both in-possession and out-of-possession views, which makes tinkering during a match much quicker and more immediate. There were also fixes for visual misrepresentations, like when the opposition formation graphic didn't match what was actually on the pitch after an AI formation change, so the visuals should be far less misleading. Squad management screens received a tidy up as well. The Quick Pick tool will no longer suggest players who aren't in the first team unless you've specifically filtered them in. Injury indicators behave properly, and the Hide Players option won't filter empty slots anymore. There are also more granular sorting options. You can sort the squad by personality, squad number, and players listed in the squad registration screen are now ordered by position by default. A bunch of small but annoying UI bugs have been fixed too, like oversized text in the last club column and low-resolution graphics in some induction visuals, so the interface should feel less rough around the edges. Gameplay and news systems weren't ignored. AI manager sackings will get more prominence on the news screen, which makes the sandbox world feel more reactive. Players should no longer respond illogically to canceled transfers that fell through on work permit issues, and the director of football should now be able to sign players who were recently on trial with the club. That was a recurring edge case that frustrated a lot of saves. They also squashed a few rare bugs that could show the wrong match highlights when watching past games, or cause odd behavior with player contract options at lower levels. On the visual side of things, there are some neat polish items. Dynamic aging has been implemented for newgen portraits so youth players look appropriate as seasons pass. Distorted models that sometimes appeared at match start have been fixed, and an odd bug that could make it snow in Saudi Arabia has been resolved. Yes, that actually happened for some users. Kit and pitch visuals were refined too. Under Armour colors should now consistently match shorts, pitch heating will work properly even on low graphic settings, and night match brightness has been toned down to feel more realistic. There are a few cosmetic tweaks to manager hairstyles as well, which is the kind of tiny detail people notice when building their manager persona. For folks who use the in-game editor or pre-game editor, there are stability fixes and functional improvements. The in-game editor gained a kit editor tile on the club edit card. The pre-game editor allows editing of flamboyancy and goalkeeping non-player attributes. A duplicate button behavior was corrected, and some edge case issues where edits didn't properly affect database info during manager creation have been resolved. These are the fixes that keep modders and deep editors from tearing their hair out. Lastly, there's a gigantic list of competition and rule updates across continents. Everything from VAR being added to new leagues, schedule tweaks, squad registration changes, prize money updates, to tournament host updates for future Euros and youth competitions. A notable example, the Women's Africa Cup of Nations has been expanded to 16 teams, and a number of national leagues and cup rules across Brazil, Italy, England, Japan, and more have been corrected or updated to reflect real-world changes. These rule group changes help ensure that competitions behave like their real-world counterparts, and that promotion, relegation, and cup formats line up correctly with what's actually being played. All of this together reads like a winter refresh that's both practical, the database and rules changes, and polish-driven, the UI, visual, and stability fixes, which should make for a smoother, more believable long-term save experience. If you've had any saves hit strange bugs or noticed oddities in squad lists or competitions, this patch aims to address a lot of those pain points. So fire the game up and take a look at how your save world has shifted.